Tulsi, holy basil, Ocimum Tenuiflorum, can appropriately be named as one of the most regularly and generally utilized fixings in numerous Indian home kitchen as a drink, zest, and therapeutic cures. Generally, for the precautionary measure of cold, hack and fever, it is utilized. These days solid individual's way of life is utilized in tea and drinks and even in flavors for charming aroma. Heavenly basil is ordinarily utilized by mouth to help with nervousness and stress. It is likewise utilized for diabetes and elevated cholesterol. Be that as it may, there is constrained logical research to help these and different employments. Sacred basil is depicted as the exceptional one and is viewed as a manifestation of Tulsi or Vrindavani, a partner of Lord Vishnu. It is viewed as an image of constancy and supportive in achieving otherworldly edification. It has been utilized to help a sound reaction to keep up glucose levels inside an ordinary range, advance lifespan, feed the mind and lift the soul. Heavenly basil, Ocimum sanctum, shows noteworthy adaptogenic movement. Helping the body adjust to worries of different sorts, this plant has a normalizing, wide-range activity that looks after homeostasis. Heavenly basil leaves offer a rich wellspring of fundamental oil, containing eugenol, nerol, camphor, and an assortment of terpenes and flavonoids. The oil is a solid disinfectant against numerous sorts of infection-causing creatures, including microbes, growths, and parasites. How do holy basil functions? Synthetic concoctions in sacred basil are thought to diminish agony and growing irritation. Different synthetic concoctions may bring down glucose in individuals with diabetes. There is enthusiasm for utilizing heavenly basil seed oil for malignant growth. Early research recommends that the oil can slow movement and improve endurance rate in creatures with specific kinds of malignant growth. Analysts figure this advantage might be clarified by the oil's capacity to go about as a cell reinforcement. 1. Tulsi for stress and anxiety. Early research proposes that taking heavenly basil leaves separate twice day by day after dinners lessens tension and related pressure and sorrow in individuals with nervousness. Early research shows that taking sacred basil separate by mouth in the first part of the day and around evening time diminishes side effects of pressure, including absent-mindedness, sexual issues, depletion, and rest issues. 2. Tulsi for dental plaque. Some examination shows that utilizing a mouthwash containing 4% sacred basil leaf extricate twice day by day diminishes plaque and gum disease superior to anything saline arrangement and like mouthwash containing 0.12% chlorhexidine. Chlorhexidine is viewed as the highest quality level for lessening plaque. Likewise, washing with another item that contains tea tree oil, clove, and blessed basil appears to diminish plaque. 3. Tulsi for controlling diabetes. Some early research recommends that a heavenly basil leaf concentrate may diminish glucose in individuals with type 2 diabetes. A few experts of conventional prescriptions generally prescribe basil to help oversee glucose levels. A recent report in rodents found that a concentrate of sweet basil leaves decreased high glucose levels. The outcomes likewise proposed that basil leaves may help treat long-haul impacts of high glucose. On the off chance that further examinations affirm these discoveries, basil concentrates could demonstrate valuable for individuals with diabetes. 4. Tulsi fights against all types of infection. Different specialists of conventional medication have utilized basil as an antimicrobial operator, and some logical research underpins this utilization. In 2013, analysts applied sweet basil oil to different strains of Escherichia coli or E. coli. The microbes originated from individuals with respiratory, stomach, urinary, or skin contaminations, just as from medical clinic gear. The outcomes indicated that the oil was dynamic against these microscopic organisms. The specialists reasoned that specific arrangements of basil oil could help treat or forestall a few sorts of contamination. Oregano is another herb that may have medical advantages. 5. Tulsi for inflammatory problems and swelling. Oxidative pressure can prompt irritation, a factor in different infections, including malignancy, type 2 diabetes, and rheumatoid joint inflammation. In 2017, specialists examined the calming properties of 2 arrangements of sweet basil basic oil. As indicated by their outcomes, basil oil may help treat different sicknesses that include irritation coming about because of oxidative pressure. It isn't evident in the case of eating basil, be that as it may, could have a similar impact. 6. Tulsi for boosting mental health. Mental pressure can trigger the creation of free radicals in the body. As indicated by a 2014 survey that took a gander at the job of Tulsi in Ayurvedic drug, the plant contains properties that may help lighten pressure, tension, and sadness, increment the capacity to think and reason, forestall age-related memory misfortune, improve pressure-related rest and sex issues. A few investigations, the creators report, delivered results similar to those of diazepam and stimulant medications. Be that as it may, affirming these discoveries will require more research. Likewise, devouring Tulsi, holy basil, in a tea, for instance, is probably not going to have a similar impact as getting a measurement of a concentrate. 7. Supports anti-cancer properties. 8. Supports liver and kidney health. 9. Useful for skin health. 10. Decreasing oxidative stress and anxiety. 11. Improves body immune system. 12. Aids in reduction of fever. 13. Useful for asthma and respiratory disorders. 14. Gives you relief in headache and migraine problems. What are the symptoms of Tulsi, holy basil, Ocimum Tenuiflorum? ANS. Sacred basil is sheltered when utilized by mouth for brief time frames, as long as about 2 months. Taking blessed basil by mouth may cause sickness or looseness of the bowels. It's not known whether long-haul use is sheltered. What are the precautions to be taken when consuming Tulsi, holy basil? ANS. Pregnancy, holy basil is possibly unsafe when taken during pregnancy or when trying to become pregnant. In animals, enormous portions of blessed basil taken by mouth seem to diminish the opportunity that a treated egg with connecting to the uterus. It also seems to decrease the number of full-term pregnancies. It's not known if this happens in humans. Stay on the safe side and avoid using it. Breastfeeding, insufficient is thought about the utilization of sacred basil during bosom nourishing. Stay on the safe side and avoid use. Diabetes, holy basil might lower blood sugar levels. This might interfere with controlling blood sugar levels. Individuals with type 2 diabetes may need to change dosing for insulin or anti-diabetic drugs. Hypothyroidism, people with hypothyroidism have low levels of the thyroid hormone called thyroxine. Holy basil might lower thyroxine levels. In theory, holy basil might worsen hypothyroidism. Medical procedure, holy basil may slow blood thickening, so there is a worry that it could expand the danger of seeping during and after the medical procedure. Quit utilizing blessed basil at any rate 2 weeks before a planned medical procedure. What are the forms of Tulsi, holy basil, available in the market? ANS. Tulsi, holy basil, Ocimum Tenuiflorum, is available in raw form, which means we can directly consume the raw leaves of Tulsi or holy basil after plucking and washing the plucked leaves with clean and hygienic water, which can be consumed easily. After that, Tulsi is also the main ingredient in many herbal and Ayurvedic supplements of the premium brands which are there in the market for more than 100 years. Tulsi, holy basil, is also one of the constitutions of the Ayurvedic formulation Chyawanprash, which is mainly consumed by young and elderly people around the world, especially during the winter season for general health. Secondly, Tulsi is available in tablets, capsules, powders, churnas, health juices, seeds, shampoo, toothpaste, soap and detergent. In fact, from this, we can say that half of the products which we use in our daily lifestyle are all consisted of Tulsi, holy basil. For more updates like this, then subscribe us. What are the forms of Tulsi, holy basil, available online on Amazon? ANS. Tulsi, holy basil, Ocimum Tenuiflorum, is available in raw form, which means we can directly consume the raw leaves of Tulsi or holy basil after plucking and washing the plucked leaves with clean and hygienic water, which can be consumed easily. After that, Tulsi is also the main ingredient in many herbal and Ayurvedic supplements of the premium brands which are there in the market for more than 100 years. Tulsi, holy basil, is also one of the constitutions of the Ayurvedic formulation Chyawanprash, which is mainly consumed by young and elderly people around the world, especially during the winter season for general health. Secondly, Tulsi is available in tablets, capsules, powders, churnas, health juices, seeds, shampoo, toothpaste, soap and detergent. In fact, from this, we can say that half of the products which we use in our daily lifestyle are all consisted of Tulsi, holy basil. For more updates like this, then subscribe us. What is holy basil used for? ANS. As a rasayana and adaptogen, holy basil maintains equilibrium among biochemicals associated with the stress system in the body. Ursolic, rosmaric acids and eugenol have all indicated cancer prevention agent action and bolster typical degrees of irritation. Further research is expected to completely decide the careful biochemical action found in this plant. How to grow a sapling of Tulsi plant at home. ANDS. Spot the seeds between warm, clammy paper towels for a day, and afterward plant them a ½ inch underneath the surface in rich gardening soil. A grow will begin to get through in 10 days. When the plant arrives at a stature of around 12 inches, you can 1. Squeeze back any blossoms to prevent it from going to seed, or 2. Enable the plant to seed and begin another age. Heavenly basil favors full daylight and a lot of water. Why is holy basil known as adaptogens? ANDS. Holy basil is an adaptogenic herb. Adaptogens are substances found in plants that help boost the body's resilience in dealing with stressors. Because the effects of stress on the body play such as a huge role in the aging process, adaptogens are also considered to have anti-aging properties. They may perform many different functions including, balancing hormones such as cortisol, the stress hormone, improving brain function, boosting the immune system, lowering inflammation, improving energy levels, improving organ and bodily system, such as GI, function. In a 2017 systematic review, study authors suggest that holy basil may be an effective adaptogen, helping to address the psychological, mental, physiological, the way the body or its parts function, immunological, the immune system, and metabolic, relating to the metabolism of the body, stresses of modern living. Holy basil is used for its many health benefits, including those in Indian Ayurvedic medicine, but there is insufficient evidence for the treatment of many conditions, including stress, headache, anxiety, diarrhea, fever, nausea and indigestion, back pain, earache, cold and flu, dysentery, genitourinary disorders, conditions involving the urinary system and genitals, bronchitis, viral hepatitis, malaria, tuberculosis, ringworm, snakebite, antidote, diabetes, asthma, heart disease. Where we can store Tulsi, holy basil? ANDS. If you are growing holy basil, you can harvest the stems and leaves before the flower appears. Dry the sprigs by hanging them upside down in a dark, cool area for 2 weeks. Store the dried herb in a glass jar with an airtight lid. Keep the container in a cool, dim spot and utilize the blessed basil inside 1 year. Purchased tinctures, dried herb, and supplement pills should be stored according to the instructions provided. How to consume Tulsi, holy basil. ANDS. Use sacred basil unreservedly in your cooking and in making naturally blended tea. In case you're making tea, just spread 2 teaspoons of crisp sacred basil with 1 cup of bubbling water, and let it soak for around 5 minutes. Strain the leaves before drinking. To profit by the well-being advancing impacts, snack on a couple of leaves each day. In case you're taking heavenly basil for stress help, have a go at developing your very own plant from seeds or cuttings, bearings on the best way to develop your very own plant or underneath. You can likewise take heavenly basil in a case or tablet structure. Measurements will rely upon your specific well-being concern. Converse with your medicinal services specialist to figure out what dose would be best for you. What is the nutritional information of Tulsi, holy basil? In which all cures is Tulsi, holy basil, leaves valuable? ANDS. Basil is a fragrant herb with an unmistakable flavor that numerous individuals appreciate. The different sorts have various flavors. In cooking, sweet basil is the most well-known assortment in the US, however, individuals likewise use lemon basil, clove basil, cinnamon basil, and different sorts. An individual could sprinkle crisp, hacked basil over a pizza or into a wrap. Mastermind some basil leaves over cuts of tomato and mozzarella, at that point shower the dish with olive oil. Add basil to soups, tomato sauces, and pan sears. Make a marinade with basil, olive oil, and slashed garlic. Include entire, cleaved, or torn crisp leaves to a serving of mixed greens.